Hey everyone!
Hello,
Hello!
hello.
Good evening, and welcome to Content Creators Connect. Here we're all about encouraging the three C's, connecting with others via video, content development that builds your personal brand, and creators sharing their experiences despite their distance.
Hello, my friends. For those joining us for the first time, I'd like to quickly introduce ourselves. I'm Manny, also known as Coach Manny, who started off the show. Dory, we absolutely love Dory DSpence. Everyone knows her as DSpence. And then we have classic Mac Kevin, way up from Canada, loving it, loving it. Thank you guys for being here. So, this is a very important topic that we're discussing tonight. And let me tell you, right out of the gate, one of the biggest things that has helped me when I transitioned in business was personal branding myself, understanding that it's not about my colors or my style or my logo. It's about me and my personal brand. So I love that you're talking about this today, Dory. Thank you so much for bringing this.
You are welcome. So, uh, my biggest reason for wanting to do this topic is I have a lot of friends who are content creators because they're also in the network marketing industry. Uh,
Hmm.
and even for those of us who are not associated with network marketing, for myself, that means any longer. I used to be. Um, there are still a myriad of ways that we can connect with companies to help grow our content, grow our brand, grow our business. And the one thing that I absolutely positively want to get across to everyone is that companies, they will come and go. But you, my friends, you are timeless. Mwah. So that's going to be my focus tonight. Kevin, what do you think?
All right, absolutely agree with you 110%, even though I might be exaggerating just a little bit. But everybody is unique in their own different ways. They have their own network, and the people are connecting with you as a person for various reasons. You might be paying them off as to be your friend, or they may enjoy your jokes. They may enjoy just how attractive you are, or they just may like the content that you are producing on your streams. So you have your own personal network of people that you're trying to bring in to share your content. So the important thing is that you are going to be uh, yourself in a very unique way. So I'm excited to get into this. So why don't we just jump on into the content?
All right. So I really believe that the points that Manny and Kevin both just made are amazing, and as it just so happens, they fit perfectly in with some of the things that we're going to talk about this evening. It's almost eerily coincidental that that happened. Um, so before we begin, I would like to take this opportunity to remind you to like, subscribe, and share our content as we are a new channel and are excited to bring value to you. So please go ahead right up there and hit that subscribe button. Okay, so let's talk about branding. Well, first of all, let me start off by saying this. I went to the Google, and I looked up the specific definition of the word branding, and this is what they had to say. Branding is the process where a business makes itself known to the public and, this part's important, differentiates itself from competitors. Branding typically includes a phrase, a design, or an idea that makes it easily identifiable to the public. So I want to pause for a second. I'm going to give you a little bit of a quiz. What do you think is my most identifiable piece of my brand? Drop it down in the comments below what you think is my most identifiable piece to my brand. Let's see if I've done my job well. So while you guys are doing that, we are going to kick down. Let's break this down a little bit. The first thing I want to cover is why is it important that we as content creators brand ourselves? My smile? Is it my smile? I don't know. Is it? Maybe it's my carefree attitude. I'm not sure. So why is it important that we as content creators brand ourselves? Well, the secret here is probably not a secret to many, but it's in making connections. So no matter what content creation niche you are in and what means to an end that content creation is for you, the key to being successful is connecting with your audience. You have to allow them to connect with you, and they have to generate a sense of, here it is, community. Success happens when a group of individuals kind of huddle around that warm fire called shared beliefs and experiences. Let's take a minute. I want to just check out some of these comments. Let's see. Here's some guesses. We have my carefree attitude, maybe. We have my glasses. I wonder. We have someone in Facebook land. Gotta be the glasses. Andrew says he can't contribute because he already knows the answer, which I also love about you, Andrew. Yeah, one of my most identifiable aspects, I have always been told, is my glasses. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how that particular aspect of my brand actually came to be. So now let's talk about the how. We talked about the why. How can you start creating a personal brand that shouts, "This is me," from the rooftops? Okay. I want to start off by recommending an amazing book. Primal Branding by Patrick Hanlon. Okay? Primal Branding. Let me just make sure you guys can see that. My fingers are covering the author's name. Okay. Primal Branding. In the book, he unlocks 7 key elements to crafting a personal brand. I plan on diving into this particular topic much deeper in a future video and discussing his 7 methods. I will tell you that I have incorporated many of those 7, if not all of them, into my streams for the past several years now. It's an amazing book. I would highly recommend you get it. Caveat, do not get the Audible version. It's not a good listen, but it's an amazing read. So, Primal Branding by Patrick Hanlon. Okay, so now let's talk about the why. First, I don't want you to be intimidated by what you see going on behind me, okay? You don't have to worry about your gear. You don't even have to worry about having a studio to work from. One of the most amazing things that has happened to me over the years is the connection that I have made with people from my car streams using nothing but my iPhone. In the past, I would sit in my parking spot every morning at school, put on my makeup, and have a little motivational chat. And then it just evolved over the years. Even once I got out of network marketing, that stuck. I just loved it so much. Why? because, like Kevin talked about in a past episode, everybody has a phone. Everybody has a phone. You prop it up on something, you push a button, and you can immediately connect to the world. So, doing something as simple as letting people get to know you on a daily stream from your iPhone, sitting in your car, I would say that's a pretty effective way to brand yourself. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is I want you to think about your personality characteristics and even, I dare say, your quirks. Okay? These can turn into amazing ways to connect with your audience. So I try to exude my personality, whether I'm on camera or off. Some days I feel like I do a better job of it than others, but I want people to know me. And that's a key aspect to branding yourself. The word yourself. You have to get a little vulnerable, and you have to let your audience know who you are, truly who you are. And I think that's why my car streams are so impactful, because sometimes I just get real and raw about it. But in terms of my personality characteristics and my quirks, there are certain things that I say and certain things that I do that they may not be the most beneficial for streaming, like talking with my hands. How distracting is this while I'm trying to talk to you, right? But it's just who I am, and I'm not going to hide it. I'm going to make it work for me. And so, a challenge for you. Grab a piece of paper during the stream, after the stream, write down 3 to 5 personality characteristics or quirks, and look at that as a starting off point for branding yourself. You will be utterly amazed at some of the things that you can come up with that they escape your mind until you force them down on paper. Okay, so the third suggestion I have kind of piggybacks off that a little bit. Lean into your perceived, notice I said the word perceived, weaknesses, as well as your strengths. Your audience, okay, this is, y'all, I'm going to get up on my podium and I'm going to preach it right now. Your audience does not want to see perfection. They do not want to see a perfect version of you. Why? Because perfection is a myth. It is unattainable. If you use your social media accounts to create this alter ego, this like ultra perfect version of your life, you're going to end up turning people off, to be honest. Why? Nobody can compete with perfection. It's impossible. So if you put yourself up on this glass pedestal and you're like, look at me, I'm amazing, people are going to go, she's not my cup of tea. I'm not amazing. I feel far less than perfect. I need somebody that I'm going to be able to, here it is, relate to. Okay? So you got to get rid of that idea of mistakes are bad. You have to get rid of that idea that you have to edit out all of the negative parts of who you are or your life. Those are the things that people connect with. I'm going to share a story with you right now. This past week, I had some ongoing car issues. I had what would only be described as, I would say, an accident on the highway. Luckily, I did not hit anyone. I was not injured, nor was anyone else. What did I do? I sat there. I was stressed out. I was alone. I was waiting for someone. I popped open Facebook and I went live. And I just said to everybody, guys, I just need to connect with you right now. I just need to not feel alone right now because I'm really feeling like everything I'm touching is going to break. Now that my hair was pulled back, I had a dirty t-shirt on. I had just left the house to just run to do a simple errand. I did not look all prim and proper and put together, and I busted out crying on stream. Do you know how many people reached out to me? Do you know how many comments were left on that video? It was, I think, just shy of 10 minutes long. I have over 800 views on that video, and I have upwards of 40 comments. I never got those kind of views when I was doing videos related to my network marketing. Never. Because I was talking about products and I wasn't talking about my life. I became vulnerable. I opened up. I let people know I wasn't perfect and that I wasn't feeling perfect. And people related to that and they reached out. So please, you gotta get rid of that idea that perfection is something attainable. You gotta get that out of your head. Just get it out of your head. Sorry, it's one of my sticking points because I am a recovering perfectionist. So, just throwing that out there. Okay, now, the last thing I want to talk about is adding auditory and visual cues that allow your audience to learn more about you. Again, looking at my studio, what does that say about my personality? If you were to stumble upon one of my streams, what adjectives would immediately jump to mind, right? And I also want to let you know, you don't necessarily need things. You don't need to run out and buy things, okay? You could use colors that exude your personality or resonate with you. Use language that is typical of you. I will tell you that I start and end every single one of my streams in the exact same way, okay? I start with a pair of my shades, which I own about 20 different pair of. I know you might be shocked. And when I come on, I say, well, hello, peeps. And I'll tell you something. When I get into other people's videos and I start leaving comments and encouraging them, do you know that they respond back to me by saying, well, hello, Dory. They know that about me. It's become part of who I am. And so I embrace it and I use it all the time. So it's not always just about the things. It's also about the things that you say, the colors, your facial expressions, your body language. So many things can dip into branding yourself. Do not feel like you have to run out and buy a single blessed thing. And I need you guys to know you should never try to be someone on camera that you are not in real life. Your audience, they can see a fake a mile away. Now, I'm going to pause for a second because I know a lot of my other streamers are going to be like, time out. Time out right now. We were always told to bring the energy up. Yes. If you do not walk around like this all the time, you don't know what you're missing out on, first of all. But if you don't walk around like this all the time, it doesn't mean you shouldn't up your energy level. You absolutely should. But I'm talking, don't start using language that you don't normally use. Don't use gestures you don't use. If someone met you on the street, they want to know that it's the same person they see behind the camera, right? So it kind of brings me a little bit to a confidence corner. You are absolutely never, ever, 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 ever going to attract every single person who stumbles upon your videos, okay? And I have to tell you, you must be okay with that. It's a hard pill to swallow, especially when you're just starting out and you're craving views and you want to connect with people and someone doesn't connect with you in the same way, it's okay. Branding yourself and putting yourself out there in a way where you are letting who you really are show, you're going to attract the people that are going to stick with you and be your ride or dies. And those are the ones that you need to focus your message on. Someone out there is waiting to hear your message. You just got to talk to the right person. So, what I want to do is I just want to segue into your physical space for just a little bit, and I want to stay on the topic of confidence. If you're someone that gets a little bit nervous when you see that red light go on, I will tell you, surround yourself with items that will give you the strength and the confidence you need to know that you are crushing it. Okay? Now, I just want to quickly run through a few examples here with you. Some of these are off screen. They're on my desk, they're on my wall behind me. They're in places where if I feel that pit in my stomach just go, ooh, I can just go, and right there is a picture of my mom and dad. It's a picture of them at their wedding. And it's a reminder to me that they always told me that I was powerful beyond measure. And so when I'm feeling a little less than, I just look at them and I know I am powerful. In my background, I don't know if you guys can see him back there, but right over my left shoulder here is Snoopy. Snoopy has been with me since I was 4 years old. He has been my lifelong friend. He has gotten me through every breakup. Yes, Manny, 4 years old. So that means he is officially 43 years old and still kicking, by the way. Still kicking, by the way. He got me through everything. He is every ounce of fright and anxiety and fear that I ever had. He took that and he bottled it for me. And so he's in my background. My dad's Harley Davidson is back there. Reminds me that even if you wipe out and fail, you can always pick it up and carry on. And then, of course, dragonflies are a recurring theme for me, just growth and inspiration. So it's really nice that when I look at my own streams, I see these things that I have surrounded myself with that they remind me of the badass that I know that I am, that I sometimes forget, right? So I'm going to wrap things up right here with just a quick journey for you to see some of my, let's call it evolution of branding, okay? So we'll do a quick swap-a-rooney here. And let me just go through this with you guys. So, here is my very first video. This was not a live stream. Oh, why is that listening to me? I'm sorry, guys. That's so weird. Let me just take that out of that and we'll just look at this view. February 24th, 2015. That was a recorded video. Live stream was not even a thing on Facebook at that point. I got no branding. I look scared as hell. My head's cut off. Like, there's a lot of branding mistakes going on right here. A lot of branding mistakes going on right here. Fast forward to the start of a studio, the start of a background, okay? What do you notice right away? I'm not branding me here. I'm branding a product. I'm branding a company. Now, you can't see the name of the company there, but I'm branding a product, okay? All right, here we go. Guys, this is a great trip down memory lane. I love this. Okay, here's another example. I started to realize that I needed to lean into my geeky side a little bit here. And I started to incorporate things. And this is where we first see my glasses logo, okay? Snoopy has never left my side, my dragonfly. And I came up with a tagline. I was still in network marketing. I was still doing makeup. but I was also talking about geeky stuff. So I came up with the tagline, nerdy never looked so good. Not bad if I say so myself. And then here we go. Guys, these facial expressions, these are screen grabs from my videos. So control the guffaws, okay? What do you see here? What do you see here that still means something to me? My dragonfly, my Harley, right? My glasses logo, right? But there's still not a lot of me. Like I still don't feel like my personality is coming through here. Here's another evolution, right? Purple chair, dragonflies, another picture that means something to me. This was going to be just a confidence corner where I just turned on the camera and just chatted. Now, here's where things start to take a turn. That tapestry still hangs in my studio. It is how I end each and every one of my streams. It hangs on the wall directly behind me, and it is a daily reminder to myself to make sure that I stress to everyone that today is the most important time in your life. It's never going to happen again. And some of the same artifacts still there. And for those that are going, okay, fine, I don't have a dedicated space. I don't have a place to put a chair. I can't sit down and have a conversation like that. There you go. There's me from my phone. I stuck a $2 shelf on the wall behind me, and I still obviously let my personality come out, but that's on my phone. That is from my phone. Here we go. Yep, here comes the personality. Here's where I'm really starting to get comfortable with myself, letting things go. This was not overnight, everybody. This was not overnight. This was my 300th video, okay? First video on the left, 300th video on the right. Definitely, you can tell way more about my personality in the second picture than you can from the first. Maybe I got more confident over the years, in addition to learning a little bit about branding. And then just some of my other branding journey here, trying to marry my love of my network marketing niche at the time, which was makeup, and my geeky. I started branding myself as the glammy geek, kept the nerdy never looked so good tagline, and then incorporated me kind of juggling all the different aspects of my life. And then I went to makeup, megabytes, and motivation because I knew those were the three things I wanted to do at the time. I wanted to still do network marketing, I wanted to talk tech, and I wanted to motivate people and install confidence in people, which ended up becoming my business name, Install Confidence. And then eventually, just the glasses with the tagline, and then now a very basic moniker of who I am, which is my glasses. So that's the evolution of me. What are the things that speak to you as you develop your personal brand? What speaks to you? What are the attributes that you are known for? What message do you bring? And along with that, how do you serve others? And I asked earlier, what are some adjectives that you would use to describe me? After hearing my streams, seeing me in action, seeing my profile pictures, seeing some of my studio, what are adjectives that you would use to describe me? So I want to, at this point, unpack how you, Kevin and Manny, believe that your personality plays out in your videos and how you incorporate personal branding into your content creation.
So, as we are three people in three vastly different locations, we like to share how we connect with our audience and with each other. So we're going to talk a little bit about how and what pieces of our personality that we bring to our streams and other content. So, Manny, why don't you kick it off and give us a bit of an example of what you bring to your streams?
I would be absolutely crazy if I did not tell Dory first. What an amazing, amazing job that was. I feel like there's no way I could just start talking like that wasn't one of the best presentations I just sat and took notes through. So kudos, that was awesome. Kevin, thank you for asking. And when it comes to this, I'll be the first to admit, Dory, Kevin, I still struggle with this. You guys know I still struggle with this a little bit in a sense. And here's what I mean. Yes, I do implement some of my personality. For example, being the Puerto Rican flag and being, your Puerto Rican friend and different ways that I kind of brand myself that way as a how can do I want them to remember me? My energy. I am big about energy. Be excited about what you're talking about because if you're even presenting and you seem like you're interested in what you're actually talking about, that can keep people's interest by itself. But actually bringing energy to grab attention. As you guys know, I network so much. And one of the biggest things that I love to hear is when someone follows me, remind me not to sit next to Manny again because I do not have that energy. I love that. That's just internal. I didn't quite plan that. And other things I absolutely love talking about. You guys know I am on my bike all the time. So that's a way that I can relate to people. So if I see something about New York Mets, or you guys know I'm Coach Manny. So not only am I social media coach, but I coach over 50 kids in racquetball. So I'm always coaching, so I can resonate very well with coaches. So that's kind of where I bring my personality and my brand into my streams.
Absolutely. And yeah, just watching you and talking with you, you just feel that energy as soon as you meet for the first time. So you definitely do bring that to your streams, and kudos for you because I know a lot of people they don't have that kind of, I guess, sort of aura around them to bring that energy. But for you, it's so natural, and that's who you are. So you definitely are bringing your personality to your streams.
Thank you. And I
So
love that Dory hit on energy as well, because there have been times where it's like, man, I don't know if I'm feeling it. And I would get in front of the mirror and talk myself up, work on my energy, work on my reflection of my voice, get ready for that presentation. So sometimes you got to practice. Most of the time, I don't.
absolutely. So Dory, why don't you chime in on and give us some more examples?
Well, I think, Manny actually just brought up a great point about looking at yourself, right? Now, I know a lot of people are intimidated by the mirror, but honestly, if you are someone who is worried about how you're going to present yourself on camera, get in front of the mirror and you do you, boo, right? Like you watch it yourself and see what exactly is everyone going to see about me. And don't do it from a nitpicky standpoint. Do it from a practice standpoint. But in terms of like how I do things, I think that my biggest strength is exactly who you see here is exactly who you see at my 9 to 5 in my classroom, right? I'm the crazy ass teacher who's got the speaker out in the hallway, and just singing and dancing, and my kids are like, I'm like, listen, you don't have to be embarrassed for me. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. So I think probably like my biggest way that I bring out my brand is just letting my personality flow. I think that's my biggest thing. And then the other thing is surrounding myself with things that I'm passionate about automatically brings up that energy level for me. And so, people might look at this and be like, damn, that's overkill. Like, I don't know what she's got going on there. Like, it's just too much. But for me, it's not. It puts this smile on my face that's natural. It's not fake. And that's one of the beautiful things that people can actually tell about me is that this is not rehearsed. It's not fake. It's who I am. And so I would say that is probably my biggest added takeaway is I just I live who I am and I love who I am and it hopefully shows.
All right. No, that definitely it does show in the content that you do and your morning streams. They definitely are a way to get your juices going and get you pumped up for the day. Absolutely love them. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, I strongly recommend that you do because definitely will put a smile on your face. And I sort of wanted to jump in as well to give some of what I bring to my streams as well. And similar to what Dory was saying, was being passionate about what you're actually talking about. So rather than just be talking about something that you are not passionate or care about, um, choose what you want to talk about. Don't start on talking about something that you're not familiar with whatsoever, unless you are wanting to help or go through that whole learning process with your audience as well. So for me, myself, I am very passionate about caring and helping others. And I just happened to find this Chive community here in Calgary that all share the same beliefs. It's rooting for the underdog, sharing and making people's day 10% happier. And this week, it actually is called Racket Week, which our RAC stands for Random Acts of Kindness. So we actually are going out as a group of chivers and purposely going out and making people's days 10% happier, whether that be opening a door for somebody, buying a coffee for the person behind you in the drive through, just doing things to make kindness and pay it forward sort of thing. And I found this wonderful community that shares the same values that I do. So I find it very easy to bring that personality and that kind of information to my streams because it is a topic that it's who I am as a person. So if you've met me face to face, you would know that I'm a dog lover. Um, I support support the underdogs. Always love a good underdog story, and am always rooting for the underdogs, and love helping out people in need as well. So I bring a lot of that to my streams. So with that, why don't we wrap it up and see is there any comments from our audience that they want to chime in on? I saw a few comments coming in there. A lot of laughing going on.
Dory, we can't hear you.
That's because I muted myself while I was drinking my water. I'm so sorry. This one's too good not to share twice, okay, y'all? Every time I get in front of the mirror, it breaks. Now, Evan. Now, you know that that's not true. You know that's not true because if every time you got in front of a mirror and it broke, you would probably be to infinity and beyond with bad luck. Because if you keep breaking mirrors, like obviously you're doing something okay. So I'm sure that that was just a little joke. Thank you, whoever I believe Manny dropped that in there. Yes, if you guys want to hop on over to my Facebook profile, I'm DSpence Dares, and I do my DSpence dish daily. In the summer, it's, you know what, whenever I get around to it. But in during the school year, it is every morning from my classroom before the day starts, because we kick it into high gear with some high energy. Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair, Evan. Okay, see, now you just made me put my foot in my mouth. I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that. You know, if you guys do have any additional tips, questions, anything like that, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at all. But I believe that is it for the comments. So,
My friends, if you enjoy this content and you like this and are finding it useful, we would love it if you'd like and subscribe to our channel, and give this video a like if you found some value, because at the end of the day, that lets YouTube know you got some value. Show it to more people, and sharing our content is also a great way to spread some love. And you can visit our website for any information with all the different ways that you can connect with us at Linktree/Content Creators Connect. And we are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Off to you, Kevin.
And yeah, just to follow up on that is, thank you for joining us tonight. And what kind of content would you like to see us talk about in upcoming episodes? We have an idea of different topics that we want to discuss, but we also want to hear from you, because this is to help you with your streaming career and streaming progression. So what can we do to help you in terms of the content that we produce?
and don't forget to tell us some ways in which you brand yourself and how you let your personality shine through for your audience. So once again, we would like to say, thank you for joining Content Creators Connect, aka C3, tonight, as we discussed all about branding you. We return next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where Kevin will be discussing lighting for your streams. We will be multicasting live to YouTube and Facebook, so be sure to join us. Until then, we urge you to identify and lean into your 3 C's. Start today creating unique content that builds connections and breaks down those barriers. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
See you next week.
Yeah.